looking good. It says, look at Faith. Hey, everybody. I'm not sure if we are live or not, but I believe that we are. Welcome to the Ocean Lab, live from Antarctica. We are so excited to be testing this out. We're trying some new software, and oh, look at what the cat drug in. Over there, we have Faith Ortinz of Blue Green Expeditions and my dear friend, Amy Moran, who is down on board Ortelius in Antarctica. And we are testing out some new software, trying to see if we can get this live. And Trisha, turn the camera around for you so that everybody sees you. That's our fearless director, leader, producer over there. Faith, where are you? What are you guys doing?
Well, we are on our way to the between dive sites. We were today we were down at Porpoise Bay and snorkeling and diving and doing citizen science and taking pictures and collecting animals. We're going to show you a few in a minute. And we're on our way to the next site. It's actually a brand new site that, as far as we know, nobody has explored. It's actually uncharted on the map.
Nice.
And we're expecting, hopefully, to dive a brand new dive site that nobody's ever seen before.
Unbelievable. What are you guys doing down there? And I know Blue Green Expeditions and has been taking scientific, like it's not just a pleasure dive cruise, which it would be cool in and of itself, but you guys are doing some other stuff that's really cool. Talk to us about that. And let Amy tell us a little bit about what she's doing down there.
Well, our mission here is to do two things. One is we're really trying to expose a wide range of people to the awesomeness of Antarctica and to show them how beautiful it is, how pristine it is, how much it needs protecting, and teach them a little bit about how important it is to the world as a whole and their general well-being down the road. And so that's a big part of it. And part of that means helping science learn more about this area. So we have a number of scientific projects going on board that the participants can assist in. And Amy's going to talk a little bit about one of them. And we also have a wide range of people from, our youngest participant is 15, and I'm not sure how old our oldest one is, maybe 78, something like that. Nice. And everything in between. And we have a good number of people who are here, particularly to learn from the scientists and learn a little bit about themselves, maybe as well.
I'm telling you, Dr. Moran, tell us what you're down there doing. And I know you have some. I was up in the Arctic with you, and you guys were doing some really cool cold diving up there. It's cold. What are you doing?
It's cold. We're getting cold. Warming up again. I'm here with a really skilled and talented dive team. And one of the things we're looking at, so Antarctica has been very isolated from the rest of the world for millions of years. But with more and more things changing in the world, diseases are coming down here that were not observed down here before. These are diseases that can affect seals or penguins, different types of diseases. We're looking at a sea star wasting disease, which is something that has been found in most places in the world and fairly recently also in the Antarctic. You kind of have to scuba dive or use an ROV or something to look for it, and there aren't very many people doing that down here. So coming down on a cruise like this is an amazing opportunity to get other divers, citizen science divers, involved in just looking, just being eyes in the ocean for us. We're also sampling some of them to see if we can figure out if they have the actual disease itself. And so that's what my team is doing. We're searching around on the bottom and taking samples of the microbes on the starfish to test for specific disease agents that may or may not be down here. I wanted to show you, is it okay? Can I show you one of the starfish that we collected for sampling? Okay.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, so this is, I don't know how well I'll be able to see this, but Trisha, you can probably point it straight at it. These starfish are all over the place on the bottom. They are very beautiful. This is the Antarctic red sea star, I guess. Odontaster valid. It's very common, very beautiful, and one of the ones that gets the disease that we're looking for. So we've been paying a lot of attention to these. We have one other really cool thing to show you, which is not related to the sea star wasting disease project.
But it is really cool because the other part that's interesting, because of that isolation in Antarctica, there are a lot of things down here that you don't see anywhere else. And that's always, as divers, that's always a really exciting idea, to see something that other people haven't seen. And so this is one of those animals. And she's got a sample here.
So let me just, tell everybody in advance, one of the things that you see in Antarctic organisms, the marine ones could get to really large sizes relative to their relatives in warmer water. And so we're about to see a giant isopod. So this is the equivalent of a pill bug, basically. Sow bug, pill bug, those little roly-polies that you find on land. But this is an Antarctic marine one that this water is really cold, that our divers collected today. They're pretty robust, so I'm going to take it out of the water just for a few seconds so you can...
No way! No
there it is.
way.
Little mouths and chompers up here. Lots of little legs.
Oh my
God. You see how it kind of looks like a pill bug, or maybe some people think they look like cockroaches. I think they're cute. Really, really beautiful animal, and they reach these very large sizes in the Antarctic. You don't see elsewhere.
Now, are there animals like that in oceans that are near us in North America? Like, and how big?
You'd have to go to the deep sea in higher latitudes, lower latitudes, to see things like this. I'm going to put it back in the water because it's an animal.
Yes.
Back it goes.
Wow! Look, there's ice in that bucket. What are the ocean temperatures there, and why do those animals get so big?
Oh, the why is a very complicated question. It has a lot to do with the fact that they live so slowly that their needs are minimal, and so they can reach these really big sizes. They can sustain them. Basically, it takes a lot of energy to be a big animal, and here they're so cold that their metabolism is really slow, so it just makes it easier for them to do. That's not a full answer. There's many answers to that question. It's probably different for every kind of really giant animal. But that's one of the leading ideas. And how cold is it? It's the water today was 34 degrees. I think our coldest dive was 31. And we're basically swimming in ice water. I mean, and the animals are living in ice water. So my hand is like super cold just from sticking it into that bucket for a minute.
Oh my gosh. Now, how long have you been researching down there in Antarctica and the poles?
15 or 20 years, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but
a long time in the cold.
It's not 15 or 20 years straight, on and off. It's an incredibly beautiful place, as you can see around you. I mean, people that work down here just really love the environment.
Yep.
The visuals, is everything. It's amazing.
Well, that was the first thing that I felt when I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to see the first icebergs, is looking out over here and seeing this kind of scenery. And my first thought was, I've come home, because I've been coming here for 16 years now, not as long as you, but a while. And it's one of the very few places I keep coming back to, because it is so fascinating, so huge. You could never see all of it. It's like saying I've been to Asia and I never want to go to Asia again because I've already been there, so it's just amazing. And it's always changing. There's no two trips that are the same. Everything about it is different, and we're very fortunate to be here and to be sharing it with such a great group of people.
I have some video footage that Trish had sent of some humpbacks and some of the stuff that you guys have been exploring down there. Can you tell us a little bit more about first of all, I think all of us know that Antarctica is really known for marine life. There's penguins down there. There's seals. I've got a montage of, you guys out on Zodiacs and interacting with the marine life there. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Well, you just never know what you're going to see. I mean, so you start off with penguins. Everybody knows you're going to see penguins. Okay, that's great. But we, just so far on this trip, we've seen 4 species of penguins, including an emperor penguin, which should not be here, to be honest. So it was probably a little lost, but so we've seen the Adelie, the chinstrap, and the Gen 2 penguins, and they've literally been swimming around us in the water. jumping around the icebergs, seeing them on land. It's just been really, really incredible. And right from the beginning, whales, breaching humpbacks, right in front of the boat. And this morning, while we were trying to get ready to go diving, orcas showed up and so totally threw off the whole schedule, but it was just incredible. What did we do? Oh my God. Who doesn't want to see that, right?
Right. So as you're cruising, so talk to me about the scientific, kind of scientific diver and citizen science part of this experience.
Well, Amy was talking about the science side of it, the diving science side of it, but we also have people here doing a multiple kind of science projects. We have some people helping with plankton collection. We have people doing water sampling, looking for certain kinds of isotopes in the water. We have another group looking at the relationship between kelp and certain organisms that live on the kelp. And a lot of it has to do with how are we is there a healthy population? Is it a stable and sustainable population? Or is it being, potentially impacted by differences in temperature and currents as the climate changes? And one of the things is, I know it sounds really like 34 degrees is really cold, but when I first was dove in this area, my first dive in this area was 29.5.
Wow.
So it's very, and that's more normal, 29, 30. So having 34, 35 degrees in the water is actually maybe not a good thing, as much as it sounds like a good thing.
Right.
And we've got very, very warm temperatures as well on the land. For here, again, it's a relative thing, right? But the best part for me is exposing people to this environment, because sometimes it's hard to make people care about ice. But that's my mission, is to make people care about ice.
I think it's.
And I have a young man here who might be able to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, let's hear from him. Who do we have? Hi.
Hi, Dre.
How's it going?
Really good. Today we got some really good photos and some cool. I got a cool video of a leopard seal on some ice near some ice.
I heard you found a leopard seal down there, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, I saw him underwater near the ice. It was super cool, and I got to jump off some today, and some penguins were on them when I was near. So that was really cool.
So,
yeah.
Just tell us, introduce yourself, tell us how old you are, what school you go to, and what you're doing. Like, normally I wouldn't expect to see a teenager down in Antarctica. Talk to us about what you're doing down there.
I'm Jesse Gomes. I'm 15 years old. I'm from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I go to the Cape Cod Regional Technical School, and I'm super, super lucky that my uncle has been around the world and has done stuff like this and started a company that could do it with Faith. And so I'm really lucky that he's exposed me to this. And I've been on other trips around the world, which is really nice. I'm really lucky. And so just doing this is really cool. And how you do it is through scholarships, sponsorships, and just meeting people. If you go to like DEMA and other things like that, you can meet some really cool people that'll do stuff like this and take you places if you get the scholarship.
Yes.
And really, really cool. Diving and snorkeling is amazing.
Okay, so you're 15 years old and you're scuba diving in Antarctica.
I'm snorkeling in Antarctica, yeah.
Snorkeling with bunches of divers all around. What is it like? Like, were you intimidated at first, like getting into the water? Tell me about your first time in freezing water, and what was it like when you first jumped in the first time?
The first time down here, or do you want me to talk about the Arctic too, or just down here?
How about both? Because you are bipolar officially now, right?
Yeah, I am officially. When I was in the Arctic, it was really weird. I was super excited and nervous, especially with the dry suit. I did not want it to leak, and I was super nervous with everything. But once I jumped in and I just didn't feel anything, it was super exciting, and I just was so happy. And down here, the first time was a couple of days ago, 2 days ago. I was just ready business as usual. It was super cool. I got to see some really cool penguins. I was so excited. But yeah.
Amazing. So tell me, like, are you part of, I know when we were up in the Arctic, you were part of some of the research and you'd go out. Tell me about like what it's like being a citizen scientist on board these. You kind of get to rub shoulders with some super cool, smart people, right?
Yeah, you really do. On the Arctic trip, especially, Angel, talking to her was incredible. She's super smart and an incredibly accomplished woman, and it was super cool talking to her. And even with this trip, I've done actually. I got more into the science, and I'm doing a little bit more for it. I'm doing some collections. It's really cool meeting some really smart people, and it's just really amazing to rub shoulders with all different types of people, like photographers, scientists. It's really fun. It's really exciting.
Cool. What are some of the things like are when you are on the Zodiacs, like there's little Zodiac, I mean, the boat isn't constantly moving. You stop, you get on a Zodiac, you go maybe sample. Are
Yeah.
you, what are some of the things that you do when you're on board and being asked to be part of the research team?
Well, I haven't done any of that the research on the zodiacs. I've only done snorkeling research with one of a friend and a scientist where he's doing stuff with the microbiomes and stuff, and it's
Ooh,
really
what do you
cool.
do?
We're snorkeling and we got to collect some seaweed,
Algae.
algae, and to take samples and send back to a lab to get sampled and all that. It's really cool, and I was really excited to do it. It's difficult because you got the hands are not mobile. You don't have a lot of dexterity, but it's super cool to do with that with him. It was really fun.
Now, are there other teenagers on board the ship? And how many? And what do you get?
Yeah, there's some young people. The closest age gap to me is 2.5 years, and that's my brother. But yeah, there's a good. I think there's more younger people on this trip than the Arctic, and that's really cool. So it's fun for me, so I can relate to people and actually have friends. And yeah, but yeah, there's a lot more people, and I'm very excited for that. Yeah.
Very cool. And then what do you have planned for the next couple of days? I know, man, you have some blue sky, and it's I'm guessing photography might be in your to-do list.
That was yesterday. When we were going through the passage, the gully, it was really beautiful. With it was really sunny. It was even sunnier than now, and it was really warm. And it was almost 40 degrees. That's what it felt like, and it was incredible. I got to use Rosie's big camera to take some really cool photos. Yeah,
Nice.
and but yeah, I'm going out. I did the morning snorkel, and now I'm gonna do the afternoon, which I'm really excited about. So I'm about to do that. It is.
Yep.
1:50.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're doing one of the things that we'll be doing is we've been going way south, so we got below the polar circle,
Yeah.
which is actually a big thing because not too many people come to Antarctica and go below the polar circle. So we got to do that very early on in the trip, and we've spent all of our trip doing that so far. And now we're working our way back up north, and we're going to end the expedition in the Deception Island.
Yeah.
And we're actually which is actually a collapsed caldera, so a volcano. So
Wow.
it has a lot of historical significance as well because it was an old whaling station. But it also has some very unique marine life there because the water is a little warmer from the heat of the volcano because it's still active.
Wow. Amazing.
Fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. So Faith, like you and Paul kind of started Blue Green with this idea of bringing all types of people into places that they wouldn't normally go. You know, I know Jesse, I'm sure 5 years ago, Jesse, you weren't thinking, wow, I'm going to be snorkeling in Antarctica. But
Yeah, I know, right?
Faith, can you tell us kind of like what your hope is, you know, in that Antarctica space? What are you hoping to bring to the world? And I know you have a lot of outreach that's going on. Talk to me about kind of your mission over the next like 3 to 5 years.
Well, my big mission is to hopefully use these expeditions to not just provide opportunities for scientists to maybe get to places that they can't normally get to, and to get us help from people they can't normally get, but to really create polar evangelists, for lack of a better word. I want people to go home and understand a little bit more about why this place is important and why we should be protecting it, and to actually get involved in doing that and making better decisions. Because decisions are made by people who show up. So all these people have shown up, and hopefully they can help make better decisions for the world, so that we can still have a place like this. That's just pristine. And the bottom line is, it isn't just because we should protect wild places, but also it's because we need to protect these places for our own benefit. This is actually the number one place in the world that drives the climate, because of the deep ocean current, cold water currents that it creates, and that drive the rest of the currents in the world. And if we don't want to see some massive changes in our climate, this place needs to stay the way it is.
Absolutely. If people want to learn some more information about your citizen science expeditions, that kind of stuff, where should they go to get some more information?
Well, we've got expeditions listed on our website at bluegreenexpeditions.com. And we're also really easy to hopefully reach. We're pretty accessible, even here in Antarctica, as you can tell.
It's amazing. As someone, we started the Ocean Lab about 10 years ago to try and reach these kind of places, give people access to science actually happening let people kind of piggyback onto some scientific expeditions. And it's exciting to know that, as this becomes more and more accessible, as satellite technology allows us to go live, like I see this iceberg just floating like right next to you. It's so crazy. Wow. Hey, Trisha and Faith, while we're looking down the side of the ship, talk to us about Artelius and the ship itself. And it's not a typical cruise ship, right?
No, this is an expedition ship. So we have a maximum of 100 people on board. We usually only bring 90 on trips like this because of the amount of extra equipment that we have. And it's a 90-meter long vessel that was used for polar research in the past. And has been renovated into carrying, not just being a scientific vessel, but being an expedition vessel to bring people down here. And it's ice strengthened. So it can go to places that have ice in it and still get past it and still not be damaged by it. Mm-hmm. It also is incredibly stable. It's very heavy, so it allows us to be much more comfortable and safe going through places like the Drake Passage, which can have seas, anywhere from flat calm to 40 feet, and not unusual. We fortunately had not quite flat calm, but pretty about 6 foot long big seas, which isn't bad at all in a ship like this. But we had a following sea, which was actually quite comfortable to ride in. But we had 70 knot winds, or maybe even a little bit more, at least that much, are going on around us. So, and you didn't feel like that, which is great.
Amazing. I am wearing my beanie in solidarity with you. I'm in Laguna Beach, nice and warm up here, but it looks like
a little bit of a different climate, just a little. But we're very comfortable right now. I don't know about anybody else, but I mean, I'm out here in a long sleeve, shirt and a vest, and it's a little scary, but I'm very comfortable,
One last thing, I've got some amazing footage of some artists that are on board. Can you talk just really quickly about what's going on with your art program and kind of that what's happening on board there?
Well, we started the art program about 2 years ago when we were in Antarctica 2 years ago. And we brought Rosie Poirier on board, who's an artist that I'd met from the Our World Underwater Sculpture Society. And she was really trying to find a different way of communicating with people about science and using art to engage people in science. And I thought that was a really interesting concept. And we were also using the expedition 2 years ago to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the Challenger expedition, which was the very first big oceanographic survey expedition. And back then, 150 years ago, cameras were, pretty primitive, and they used primarily art, drawings, scientific drawings to record their observations and the animals. So I thought it'd be really cool to have artists on board who could kind of, follow in that tradition. And everybody was really interested. And so we decided on the last expedition to kind of really grow that aspect of it. And there was so much interest in getting other people involved on the ship that on this expedition, we actually recruited young scholarship students who were interested in using art as a communication method to join us. So now she has an entire team of artists and it is creating more. So it's
Great.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's that real like nod to STEAM in the space of being able to, like, science and art really are so they're hand in glove, and you can't,
or they could be.
Well, I just want to thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your amazingly packed schedule to test this out. It looks like, we're going to be, I know for a fact, you and I are going to be doing way more of this kind of stuff. We have a lot of really exciting projects kind of in the works. And I'm stoked that Trisha is brave enough to try this. We're so grateful for the two of you guys. And Trisha has.
Well, we're grateful for being here.
Yes, look at how perfection that is. Wow, look at the reflection of the sky. Wait, Trisha, just hold it really steady right there with that reflection. I think I'm going to get rid of me, and we will leave everyone with this. Wow, that is absolutely stunning. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. And stay tuned, because we're going to do way more lives, hopefully from Antarctica and the other pole, and all over the world with Faith and Blue Green. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.